Hi there, and thanks for tuning in for another installment of Inside F&M Wrestling. I'm Brad Weltmer here for GoDiplomats.com, and joined as always by Franklin and Marshall head wrestling coach Mike Rogers. Mike, thanks for sitting down here with us today.
How you doing?
So let's talk about last week. George Mason came to the Mason Center. It was your first home duel of the season. You guys fell behind a little early, but it was a couple of close decisions. You responded, had a few key wins there in the middle, but it ultimately came up short, 28-10 score. Just walk us through that duel. Who stood out for you? You know, what are some of the positives you guys could take away from a match like that?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a dogfight. A lot of those weight classes were going to be close, and it's kind of we keep coming up a little bit short. You know, we gotta close the gap on those matches. But it was nice seeing Gordon come back at 174 and win it in overtime. Not only win it, had the presence to continue to wrestling through the situation and get the fall for us, and then followed that up by Mancini at 184, a freshman coming through with a big win for us. Put us back in the game, but ultimately, it wasn't enough to, overtake their lead. And, at 97 in heavyweight, we knew they were going to be a little bit outmatched. I think they were both winnable, but, the positive thing is that we're doing things better. We're positions that we need to work on, like getting off the bottom and things like that, are better, but it's still not enough. We're not putting two or three techniques together, and that's where we're coming up short. We're hitting one shot or two shots, and what we call our shot-to-score ratio is not there. We're taking five shots and maybe scoring on one. They're taking two shots or three shots and scoring on two of them. We got to change that around. That's not going to work. So we got to work on our defense. But again, we're getting there. Obviously, as a coaching staff, as a program, we're not happy with the end result, but we're looking at progress at certain places and some adjustments in some of the weight classes too. And guys doing the weight right. We got to make sure our guys. Some of them, I think, the weight is. They're not controlling their weight issues as much. So all of those things factored in. We control those things. I think we'll have a better result. But it is what it is. We came up short. We didn't win, and that's what we're training and trying to get our guys to do. So we got to clean up those close matches. We got to win those scrambles and start scoring higher, have a higher percentage on our shots to score ratio.
And then on Sunday, you sent a few guys out to State College to compete in the Nittany Lion Open. Richard Durso once again took the title 149. It was his second consecutive tournament win. A few of the other guys came up with the wins: Edgar Garcia, Jason Bing. Talk about that tournament a little. What you saw out of your guys, competition they faced.
Yeah, we really it's a long weekend. I mean, we wrestled 7:30. Match got done around 9, and we're on the road traveling to State College to wrestle in the Penn State Open the next morning. For the guys, some of the guys that didn't compete, and also Coach Defer asked me to wrestle in it too. But we're in a great location in Pennsylvania where we have a lot of opportunity to wrestle. So we want to get our guys competition as much as we can. So we took some guys out to the Penn State Open. Rick's looking good at 49. Again, this is his redshirt year, so a lot of it he's moving up a weight class just because he doesn't have to worry about seedings, rankings, any of that stuff for the NCAA tournament. It's just getting better, not worrying about any weight cut issues. So he's walking around at a perfect weight for himself, and he's competing at 49 just as tough or just as competitive as he was at 41. So looked good. He had some good matches, and then Jason Bing looked really good. He had a really good tournament. It's going to give us something to think about for Friday at 41. We got two really good kids there, Robert Ruiz and Jason Bing, but two completely different styles, two different body types. So I think a lot is going to come down to his matchups, who we think matches up better against who they're going to put out there. So I wouldn't be surprised that we may even rate both of them in and kind of make a mat side decision at that weight class. And then some younger guys got some wins like Edgar, and he's looking good. He's a little bit undersized at 125, but he wrestled at a really high pace, and he just needs competition time. Same thing with Jake Connors, and Mike Morano is a sophomore, but he was injured all last season. So in terms of experience, he's a freshman. So just getting those guys mat time is important. along with Pelusi was out there too. And just getting experience, just get out there and competing and wrestle as much as you can, regardless of whether it's a dual meet or a tournament or an open or wherever we can. We're getting these guys as much competition time. It's tough for our coaches. It's a lot of time on the road and getting guys from one event to another, going back to back. But we believe strongly in the competition experience, so we're trying to get our guys exposed to that as much as possible.
And then your team's got another home duel coming up this Friday. VMI comes to town. Last season, your team traveled to Lexington to take on the Cadets. You fell 27-11. But 5 of those 7 losses in that match were by decision. So what do you guys need to do this year to turn some of those bouts around?
Yeah, we just got to be aggressive. It's kind of, it sounds redundant, but we got to win the close ones. We put ourselves in position to win, but we're not closing the door on those matches, and we gotta get bonuses where we can get bonus. Especially with not having Rick in our lineup. Rick's always good for a win and usually some bonus points, so we can't bank on that anymore. So everybody has to pull their own weight. Everyone has to take care of their own situation. So I think if we, again, close the gap on we've taken enough shots. We're being aggressive on our offense, but we're not converting those into scores. We got to score points when we take our shots. If we do that, and then we do everything else that we're working on, defending their shots when they're on our leg, we got to, not give up takedowns. I think we're going to be in a good situation. It's going to be tight, though. I mean, they're favored in a couple, we're favored in a couple, and there's a lot of toss-ups. So it can go lopsided one way or the other. It could come down to the wire. We don't know, but we're hoping to have a good event there. And if you ever wrestled at VMI, it's a very hostile, very intimidating environment. We like to kind of turn those tables around and maybe give us the advantage. We kind of been going back and forth. 2 years ago, we beat them here. Went down to there, we lost. So it's been a good dual meet rivalry between the two programs.
And then you guys always have something going on for home dual meets. This one's no different. You're hosting Whiteout/Spirit Night. So what all do you have planned for the fans on Friday?
A couple of things. We like to get as many students out there as possible and fans all wearing white. And we're going to give away an iPad to a lucky fan. You have to be there and you have to register, but everyone's eligible. And also, there's a $200 cash prize for any group that signs up to be the loudest. So we want to encourage people to come out for the match, but also if the prizes are a nice little incentive too. So anyone that comes in registers as a group, and they're eligible for that, and also for the iPad. Just to make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun environment for our guys. And the louder they are, the more momentum, energy we can get in that gym, in the Mazer gym. I think our guys are going to feed off of that. It's going to help maybe give us a couple of those, push us over the edge in some of those matches maybe.
Okay, well, thanks a lot for sitting down here with us, and good luck against the Cadets.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for a recap of VMI. Also, don't forget to like F&M Wrestling on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and subscribe to GoDiplomats YouTube page.